Anyama we. Yes, Lim. Anyama the na okay. Wait.
No. She forgive me something where she no give me, but we'll talk about them. Welcome, Ria. How are you doing?
Thank you, DJ Slim.
Bogalina, I saw you on social media. You are dropping pictures like crazy.
As if it was a green screen. You never know.
Rihanna
follow no.
Follow no because it's yeah. So I chanced on three pictures. One from the Grand Colosseum.
Yeah.
She was in Rome. She went to Madrid. She went to Spain.
I didn't go to Madrid, please.
Okay. Anyway.
So did you do what the Romans do? Okay, sorry.
Anyway, some of us, we are trying to gather money so that we can travel like you. So we are playing *281#. Then we'll gather the money small.
That thing I never won.
You never won?
I never won.
You are not playing it right. Yesterday, a guy, one of the winners, we gave 1,000 Ghana cedis to two people. So at our second draw, the guy was like, I felt he thought that it was, we were just giving the money to people that we know.
But it's real though. It's real. People are winning and cashing out.
Yes. So if you want to gather money and join Ria on her next trip, play *281# right now. *281#. 3 simple steps. Step number 1, select the radio station. Step number 2, the number of tickets you want to play. And step number 3, your Momo pin, and then you're good to go. You are sorted for life. This morning in Showbiz Review, Kwame Dazi, you're welcome anyway.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I wanted to say that I wanted to welcome you, but then Ria took attention.
Oh no, give all the attention to her. She deserves it. Boga.
She's been off for close to 3 months.
Yeah, but like 4 months.
Oh no! Oh God, 3 weeks. That's all. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
In 4 months.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Oh.
And I need so tintin.
I said, "Jago pause it." Nakro.
Yeah, need some fear.
Anyway, today in Showbiz Review, Joe Frazier joined us yesterday on the show, and then several statements went out. Some caught the attention of social media users and also people who disagreed and agreed. I mean, comment section was full of heated debate on whether Sarkodie is the greatest rapper or not the greatest rapper. So it popped up in our conversation yesterday, and I asked Joe Frazier, because Chairman Kwame said that he believes Sarkodie is the greatest rapper of all time. Well, there's a story written by our very own Kwame Dazi. Yeah. On myjoyonline.com, and the story goes like, Sarkodie is not the greatest rapper of all time, Big Joe Frazier. Well, Ghanaian rapper Big Joe Frazier does not agree with people who put Sarkodie ahead of Ghanaian rappers as the greatest in the history of the music in this country. Replying to that session made by Graphic Showbiz, reiterated by Ochame Kwame, Joe Frazier said in an interview with DJ Slim on Hitz FM that even though Sarkodie is a good rapper, he would rather put Lord Kenya, Brafo, and Reggie Rockstone on that pedestal. Greatest rapper? Sarkodie, the greatest rapper of all time. I disagree. I can mention many names, he said. To me, I can mention about 3 names, Lord Kenya, Brafo, and Reggie Rockstone. They are my goats. Sarkodie is doing extremely well, but I think these 3 are my goats, he stated. Explaining the reason for his choice of rappers, he said apart from the fact that these rappers had hit songs on their album, they also had unparalleled stagecraft. I beg next time if you are putting words in there,
know that
I'm from Kumasi, and certain letters are very tricky.
I'm also from the central region.
That's what I'm saying.
There's something called free variation.
That is what I'm saying.
And you can interchange them in our local languages. It's okay.
Bro, I am telling you that in your next publication, know the type of words you use. Thank you very much. I'm continuing.
Okay. DJ Swim, continue.
Somebody said DJ Swim. Swim. DJ Swim. Sometimes I factor in stage performances. Bravo may not give you a hyper performance, but his stage presence will always be exciting. Look at Lord Kenya in those days. Most importantly, their albums, side A and side B, and even side C, were filled with hit songs. So come on, I disagree with my brother Sarkodie. I disagree with my brother. Sarkodie is not the GOAT. He further noted. Okay, so Graphic Showbiz in a publication titled 12 of the Greatest Rappers of All Time, rated in descending order, and I saw that publication myself. Sarkodie, Obrafo, Chame Kwame, Okonfo Kwade, Lord Kenya, Manifest, Tiny, Reggie Rockstone, Strongman, Enu Baroni, Guru Kojokiu, Kaboom, and Amrado. This has generated a lot of debate and conversation in the media space, especially on social media. Aside the rappers ranked by Graphic Showbiz in List Ghana, apart from the rappers ranked by Graphic Showbiz in the list, Ghana can boast of other great rappers such as Lyrical Joe, Omar Sterling, Medical, Kim Paluta, Ponobium, Obibini, Edem. Let me put it that way, because Edem.
Get him.
Edem, now here we can. Somebody might feel it's Edem.
Chotome. Settings man.
It's not him.
It's no blamability here, I beg you.
What is the blamability rate?
Settings man.
EL, Flo Kingston, T-Flow, amongst others. In the meantime, Big Joe Frazier is out with a new song titled After Church, which features Kim Paluta. Let's listen to what exactly transpired on the radio yesterday when we had Big Joe Frazier. It's not Joe Frazier, it's big.
And now there's a big to it.
Yeah, he stated yesterday that he has already had that big associated with it. Yeah.
From the outset.
Yeah, from the outset. He had his name is actually Big Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier. That sets him apart whenever you're searching him for his stuff on Google. Anyway, let's listen to it.
I disagree.
Who to you is the greatest rapper of all time?
I think I can mention about 3 names.
Okay, so in a particular order, first, second, third, let's go.
Yes, Lokenya.
Number 1.
Brafo.
Number 2.
Reggie Rockstone.
Number 3.
Yes.
We'll go to Nyomo.
Yes.
Where does Sarkodie come in your list?
Fine, even Sarkodie is doing so well
when
it comes to the rap game. I mean, yes, but I think these people, I mean, sometimes I add the stage performances to it.
Okay.
Obrafo will not give you this giddy thing, this hoarding thing. But Charlie,
when he's on stage,
Charlie, my man. Okay, and then look at Lokenya. I will never ever forget Lokenya when it comes to this rap game.
Yeah.
Lord, Massa, Charlie, those times, Lord na Ubenya, and your Lord in Kwa, even Rockstone, even Obrafo. Album, cassettes,
side A, side B, all hit songs.
Yeah,
yes.
That what I say, hit songs on Kwa. And then the end. Oh, come on. I disagree with my brother Oshame. Yes, even though Sark is doing so well, and I respect that. And I still know he's still relevant. Maybe he will do more. So I think we can wait and see.
Let's give him time.
But as it stands now, I will go for Lokenya, probably Obrafo, and then maybe Rockstone.
Well, we're back into the studio, and we're about to get into it. Full studio is left with Mr. Edem Chotome.
What's wrong with him?
We'll call him.
Is he okay?
He's okay.
Oh, well.
Kwame,
he wasn't here yesterday. Have you called him?
The production on Akasa.
Or his life is being formatted.
Let's continue. Joe Frazier.
Please.
Sorry.
Kwame, I want to start this by doing my quick editorial on this piece.
Sorry. Okay. Please continue.
I've seen social media users, right, going at length, talking about what they believe, or mentioning names of who they believe should be the greatest of all time. And I keep saying this, until we have a laid down, a standardized metrics for this conversation, it will forever remain a debate. We can never, on any level, cement or judge whoever you think should be the greatest of all time, because I might be looking at certain metrics like influence, brand appeal, record sales. Somebody might want to look at it from the artistic point of view, like rap being an art form from appreciation level. Somebody might want to look at it from rhymes, flow, delivery, cadence, whatever. Obiane baby obehwen lens obehwen free. I'm just saying that whenever this conversation pops up, lay down the metrics and then start the debate on it. That is all I'm saying. It will forever be a debate. Obiane tiasiemu obia. But lay down the metrics before you start this debate. Because I know after this conversation this morning, it's going to also generate a whole lot of conversation out there. But lay down the metrics before you start. This is my small piece that I have on the greatest rapper of all time. Although I do not have a greatest rapper of all time.
You don't have it yet.
Because if I lay down my metrics, still, people will argue.
Exactly, so.
Oh, okay. With that being said, let me start from Ria.
Yes.
Akwa Baboga.
Yeah.
Then now they buy.
Thank you.
Ekwanso Boko.
You.
You say Akwa Bonim and this one.
Akwaba.
DJ Slim, what's your question, please?
Osi Akwaba jiso. Say na bajiso. Akwaba.
Thank you.
Akwaba.
Thank you. And he was
Ria Akwaba.
Thank you.
Ria.
Yes, please.
Your thoughts on this? Is Sarkodie the greatest rapper of all time?
Personally, he's to me he's top 3.
Top 3.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, top 3. And I would say it depends on the time my music journey began, or I started, getting in tune with rap and music and my era. I mean, the 3 phases of my life, like when I say school, I started with the Tic Tacs, the Obrafour, of course, Obrafour and Lord Kenya, but I wasn't really into their rap like that. You get me? I wasn't really into their rap like that. I was, listening to Boyz II Men. Yes. Yeah. Good money. NSYNC, all those people. So I wasn't really into their rap. Okay. Then when I got to high school, that's when Sarkodie came out with Edem, the Hammers last 2 with Kwao Kese and
Keva.
Yes. So that was my era of rap. So when I look at the longevity, when I look at the stagecraft, when I look at so many things that Sark has been able to achieve, I would say Sark is top. My favorite rapper of all time is Manifest.
Okay.
Yes. But I mean, with his achievements and all he's been able to do, Sark is right up there with him.
Okay.
You get me?
No, I don't get you.
Why?
That's why I said it will be debate all day. But
no, I understand you. Yeah. I understand you. Okay, I totally understand you because you have been there since the inception of rap. From Reggie Rockstone.
No, then I know they there. Then I know they there. But then
I'm not trying to say you are old. I'm not trying to say you are old, but I'm just trying to say my era. My era, when I started getting into hip life, it was Kwao Kese, Sarkodie, Kwao Kese, Sarkodie, and yes, there was a little bit of a Chame Kwame in there too. With I remember that the time he won the Artist of the Year with Woso, yes, and his brothers, brothers, pun intended, and who else? There have been so many, but I'm looking at longevity. I'm looking at how commercial he is. His raps make sense. Sark is up there, but my number 1, my greatest of all time is Manifest.
Okay.
Yes.
So you believe Sark is a goat, but Manifest is also a goat.
Yeah, Manifest is my goat. I don't know about other people. I don't know about you. I don't know about Edem, Fifi Coleman.
Yeah. When you keep saying goat, my mind goes to that Sarkodie picture. Sorry. No. When he said "Sike new botomua na,"
what is his
yes. So
on a lighter note,
Manifest is my goat, but Sark is a goat.
Sark is a goat. Okay. Yes. Kwame Dazi.
Sarkodie, Charlie. Talking about greatest, of all time. All right, so let's try to differentiate between best, favorite, and greatest. when we talk about best rapper, then we are obviously talking about the technicalities, flow, your BBS cadence, your bars, your punchlines, and all that. So we might be getting into the technical aspect of what rap is, delivery, message. Favorite is to you. Some people have favorites not because maybe the person raps the best, the person maybe open hairstyle, be the way the person speaks or goes about his things or her things. Yeah. So favorite is also different. But this is greatest. Now, let's try to look for the meaning of great. Let's go to the Cambridge Dictionary. Says great means large in amount, size, or degree. Size. Size.
But why are you doing this? Why?
Don't mind coming.
Because Ria is seated just by me. Size or degree. That is great. Now, this is a word that is a superlative of other words. So when we say greatest, is a superlative of great. It means you are comparing more than two things. So Sarkodie, greatest of all time, means in size, in degree. Comparing him to other people, he stands tall among all of them. Great. And you're talking about all time. Now, I want to go back to when we started enjoying rap music in this country. It started before the name hip life came. You know, the talking drums, stage, Mahoney Peas. Even Ambule says he did rap in the past.
He says, or you know?
He says.
So you don't know?
He did mambo rap.
He's the originator of
That's
hip-hop.
what he says.
At a point here, he was contesting Mahoney P.
Yeah, he did scatting or mambo rap in the past. So rap predates in Ghana, predates hip life era. But I want to start counting from hip life era. And hip life is 30 years now. Sarkodie has been in the industry quarter 15 years.
Yeah.
From marching. Yes, from marching to now, 15 years. Yeah. And he's been consistent throughout this period, 15-year period. Yeah. Let me run you through some of the works he's produced. Apart from albums, I'm combining the albums, the EPs, the mixtapes. Marching, Rapaholic, Sarkodie, Mary.
No, that's the first one was Mache.
Yeah. Okay, Mache. Yeah. Rapaholic, Sarkodie, Mary, Highest, Alpha, Black Love, No Pressure, Jams, The Championship. Major Biom. And apart from this or these, he has more than 30 singles, over 30 singles, apart from these. Yeah. This is somebody who has won the heart of music lovers across the globe, winning international awards. He won 2 BET awards. The main BET awards for Best International Act in 2012. And then, yes, Hip Hop Awards, BET Hip Hop Awards for International Flow. Yeah. So 2 of those.
Best International Act.
That was for the BET Awards in 2012.
The main BET.
And then the Hip Hop.
Okay.
Was the International Flow. So he has 2 of those. This is somebody who raps predominantly in our local language. Yeah. Winning all these laurels on that level for this country. We're talking about that guy who has influence. It got to a time, if you listen to all the rappers who were coming up, everybody wanted to sound like Sarkodie. Almost everybody. Even now, there are some of them still in the system who still want to they sound like Sarkodie. So the influence is there. He's the first person, not just a rapper, the first artist in Ghana to have a formidable fan community. As in fan base, fan army, first person. So he has a community, he has a brand visibility, he has an influence, consistency, and all these achievements. He has an annual show that he hosts almost every time. If you compare these few things I've mentioned to the names that Joe Frazier mentioned, Reggie Rockstone, Obrafo, Lord Kenya, these are greats. No 2 ways about that. They have done their part in the past. There's a reason Obrafo in the Sarkodie video put the crown on Sarkodie's head, because he knew where the guy was going. And he knew this guy is the great, or will be the greatest of all time. Okay. So that gesture was a prophecy to me. He was just prophesying. He knew that he or Bradford had done so much in the industry. But that guy, Sarkodie no, or no near point, or no new goat no. You get it?
Okay.
Reggie Rockstone, he brought the game, or he branded the game, named it Hip Life.
Yeah.
How many albums? Because Joe Frazier was mentioning albums. How many albums did Reggie release? About 5, right?
I think it's 3 or 4 albums.
About 4 or 5 albums. How many?
Then Registration.
Registration was the last one.
The last one, Registration.
After that, did he release any album?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. How many albums does a Bradford have so far?
Bradford, I can start from Pamuka, Asem Sebe, the one that had heavy on.
Okay.
I think
time out for adhesion.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not go far.
Then you can have him also on. Singles. You can have him on virtually all of.
Yes.
Hammers.
Great. These are great artists, rappers in this country, and we always respect them for that. But if we are looking, Lord Kenya had 7 albums.
7 albums.
Yes, Kenya had 7 albums. He had good stagecraft. We all know that. Yeah, well, he had that. But if you are comparing as we're doing to find out the greatest.
Sarkodie had how many albums?
Sarkodie,
including EPs, well over.
Because during our time we started having EPs and mixtapes and all that. I consider all that as body of work. So I put all of them together. Mache, Rapaholic, Sarkodie, Mary, Highest, Alpha, Black Love, No Pressure, Jams, The Championship, apart from the over 30 singles that he has.
So that's how many did you just count?
I wanted you to count when I was.
You didn't. Because I
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's not rob Sarkodie of this accolade. For the all time, we don't have any artist who, since the inception of hip life or rap in this country, has been consistent from that time to now. But we have some people who joined some way or in the middle of the journey and have done it till now. Others also got tired within 10-year period and then they fell off.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes,
Okay.
Sarkodie deserves to be that number 1 spot. There may be best rappers or people who can rap better than him. There may be, but talking about greatest as in the commercial aspect, the achievements, the awards, the
So these are the metrics that you're using, right?
These are the metrics I'm using.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen. See, I wanted to say this whilst you were making your submission, that if you are using these metrics, most definitely you are going to mark them or score them by certain points.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how many points or the number of points you allocated for, let's say, longevity? The number of points or the point.
Oh, you want that breakdown?
So, no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying, for the purposes of this discussion.
Yeah.
Because even if you use a certain metric, we need to know that, okay, longevity, maybe 30 marks for that or 30 points for that. No. I think I'm supposed to go to school, but I no go. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
Because this is going to help us a lot. Because it has to be scientific. Otherwise, it still comes back to favorite. It still comes back to favorite. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. If there's no proper point system allocated for every metric, it still goes back to favorite.
But there are some factual things I've mentioned, as in albums. As in awards and all that. These are things that you can debate. These are not subjective.
Okay, fantastic. So yes, Sarkodie has more albums than any of the rappers that Joe Frazier
international exposure.
He has. Okay, so what is the point system, point rating for, let's say, the number of albums?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, per your metrics, we'll still need to score.
To score them.
Yes. We'll still need to score.
But this is okay for now, so that Robert too can do his bidding for Reggie Rockstone.
No, but I don't want to over here. Reggie Rockstone.
I can read from his hairstyle and his demeanor.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hi.
Rob.
Okay. So for me, I think that the most important thing is, like you said, is the metrics. It's difficult for anybody to just get up and say somebody is the best, because the question is, when you say the best, you're best in what area?
Yeah.
And I thought I should start off by reviewing some works that have been done. In academia, it's called literature review.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So I did a little bit of literature review, and this time around it was going in for the people who actually are known for the hip hop culture. And so I had to go into the Americas, right?
Yeah.
And so there was one by Billboard, which was released in 2015, and then they had the criteria clearly spelled out. And then Billboard did another one for hip hop at 50.
Okay.
Which was released last year.
Yeah.
And they had some changes in the names of their top 10. So when I did the analysis, it was clear that if you choose a particular date to do a review and you select your top 10, at a different date you can get get different people, different results, or different folks on that particular list or the rankings. Why? Because some people are still within the space and working, and so what it means is that they are adding to their legacy, they are adding to their CV, and that basically augments and therefore makes certain people drop. So so you could find that. And then there's also one from Forbes, clearly outlining. But so the conversation, and then you can go on and you actually see a lot of people, giving off stuff. There were quite a number of things that they mentioned. We have the critical acclaim, which is supposed to be like pundits or experts within the field who usually give their opinion based on elements like we are discussing. And in one of the cases, there was actually a vote by 10 journalists who basically knew the game and given off what their impression was based on what had been given. And they had a specific criteria, and I thought it was interesting because I had also tried to put down a few things myself, and I wanted to find out what their criteria was. And it was quite interesting. So they, for example, had 5 main areas: body of work, stroke achievements. That talks about the amount of charted music. So again, top charts and stuff.
Top charts, yeah.
And then, so top charting simply means commercial success.
Yeah.
And then certifications. So obviously, like the RIA and all of that. And then honors a rapper has received. The honors a rapper has received. So all the awards and stuff like that comes to play. Yes, it comes into play. Then we have the cultural impact or influence. That talks about the significance contributions a rapper has made to nurture hip-hop's evolution. So check this out. So here, elements of innovation is even factored. So this is what you met, but what have you contributed to what you've met? It's not a matter of repeating what you've had, but the fact that you are even able to do some cross-pollinations and still be able to maintain the character and nature of the culture and be able to add to it and push it to the next level. All of that contributes. Then we have longevity. And longevity is interesting that it stands on its own. And it talks about the length of a rapper's career. And I was wondering why. Because you see, it's not easy. It's not easy to start and maintain over a long period of time. And your ability to maintain over a long period of time simply means year on year, you are getting something right, which others may not be able to get. Because if you are so dominant after 5 years and you go silent, the question is, have you run out? What is missing? Have you lost appeal? Your creativity is what? Are you facing drought? Well, like it could have like a lot of reasons. All right, but for you to constantly keep on, then the questions here in this particular space is whether you are keeping on as starting from A list to dropping to what C list artist, or you are continuing as an A list and you still matter, and when you that kind of stuff. So longevity, I actually thought it was an interesting point. And then we also have lyricism. I know you like that word.
Lyricism.
That deals with songwriting abilities and rapper that a rapper possesses. So basically, what we are discussing is music.
The job is the job.
Yes,
the job.
You ought to be. So that deals heavily with the artistic element of what the person represents. And then we also have flow. And then it was interesting that flow also stood on its own. Flow, how a rapper implements rhythm and rhyme schemes in the delivery. You understand all the way. So I was actually wondering why we have best international flow. Like how they use the term flow to even define the whole category of rap. You know, so it means flow is like huge, and you know the breakdown here talks about the rap, how the rapper implements rhythm and rhyme schemes in the delivery.
Rhyme schemes. Joe Frazier. Okay.
Yeah. You know, so clearly for me, I think that these are the foundation of why they had Jay-Z as number one.
Yeah.
And then, well, if you go through it, you see.
That's when it comes to critically acclaimed, right?
Yeah, this is what they did. Like, so they had Jay-Z at number one. So they looked at all the elements. And so I was just trying to do a compilation, something that's not just not too, you know, some captions can be too big. You have to sort of like break it down. I try to be a bit granular in the breakdown. So I was thinking, can we look at it from the perspective of content? So when we say content, you're looking at lyrics, you're looking at bars, wordplay, punchlines, what about the flow, everything about it, that's one. Then we are talking about talent. I was trying to talk about talent because I'm looking at stuff like freestyle capabilities. For how long it takes for somebody to produce an album. I hear of Jay-Z going to studio, he writes his lyrics in his head. Like you write the stuff in your head, be any write put down, that kind of stuff, you know, and you know those things I thought was like heavy on talent. Then we have performance in terms of delivery, crowd response, stagecraft, and everything. Because at the end of the day, Jay-Z actually mentioned that there was a performance that he watched DMX.
Yeah.
And the way the entire like the presence alone, what happened? He himself, he felt it. So like, Charlie, this one day, if this guy goes before me, I'm finished. You know. And you had Joe Frazier also highlighting the fact that for him, when it comes to Lord Kenya, that's one of the key things that stood out. And then we also talk about commercial you can't do without it. I remember I watched a lot of docus where they were talking about Eminem being the greatest and all of that. And in as much as they spoke about the talent, his ability to rhyme, the flow and all of that, it also came to commercial success, and they mentioned that as one of the key things that was in there. So for me, hit songs release, album sales and streams, fan base, brand endorsement and value and awareness and equity and all, I think for me, they all add to the fact that the person is larger than life. Then you talk about awards, whether national, international. Then you talk about influence on culture. So lingos and terms and quotes. I think one of the biggest things we have in the space is ability for people to even quote you.
Yeah.
You know, people should be able to say, according to, or you say something, I got 99 problems, but ain't one of them. Then you know that this is who I'm referring to, that kind of stuff.
Sarkodie once said.
Then we have, and then we think we need to element like project things like programs played, headlining of events, platforms we've been on, collaborations with the greats, local dominance, international reach, etc. That's all part of influence, right? Then you can go into culture like innovation and evolution, the pollinations you've done in between genres and how you're able to blend them and still be able to maintain the integrity of the culture. Then longevity, I've already mentioned, the career span, relevance, grade A, B, or C, the critical acclaim in terms of opinion of professionals within the space, and which is a bit different from general public, as you mentioned, because at the end of the day, people, for them, it's about being a favorite.
You sound like a rapper.
Then we have universal acclaim. Everyone majority votes for the opinion. This seeks to establish the difference between universal acclaim and critical acclaim. Then we have so all of these things. So my point is, if we like, we can get into the space and make a decision. But I think that in all fairness, because radio is very powerful and some of these things will stay on for a long time and could smite somebody, we need to be able to walk the path that you are asking us to walk, state the metrics, and use that to evaluate. And then say, based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this person makes the cut for me, and that person doesn't make the cut. So if you like, if you go through this.
But you've not stated your metrics here too.
Oh, I've just stated them.
These are for the hip hop people.
No,
hip hop people.
It applies to it.
Are you applying it to
I mentioned the first 5.
Yes.
And then I gave my own breakdown of my metrics, which I mentioned.
But you've not
connected
this to Ghana.
No, I have.
Hey.
Wait, Shazzy, what are you listening to?
Have you?
I have.
So what is the conclusion?
Yeah, that's what you want to hear. So if you want to go in this particular line,
Because I was hearing hip hop lecture for a long time. So
no, but obviously, if you want to go by the things that are here, if you want to go by all the things, clearly for me, until otherwise proven, I think Sark stands tall.
you see,
So Sark is your goat.
he's your goat. You're the neighbor pepper
By
soup.
this criteria,
He's the goat.
yes, until otherwise proven.
Okay.
And I'm open to allowing anybody to school me if they have to.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
From
No, but you've been clear. I mean, you said you have your
Rockstone is
favorite.
coming
So
for
so
you.
I want us to understand. We have favorites.
I'm not trying to. I'm
We
not
have
trying
favorites,
to.
but we have those who also you can use your metrics and clearly say that this person indeed
Yeah.
meets the criteria, and therefore the person is, even though my favorite is. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
But the criteria may differ from one person
Exactly.
to the other.
It even differs from one company.
Yes,
to
research
another.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Phoebe.
And mind you, I also borrowed a lot from Kwame. Kwame mentioned some things about Sark in terms of the things he had achieved, so there was no point for me to repeat them.
Okay.
So I just had to build off it and then use it.
You didn't add artist of the decade. He won it VGMA. He won
You
that.
know, well, see, even if
Artist
you
of the
even
decade.
if you go into the space and say you're using just Ghana Music Awards
Yeah,
and you're looking at what you have done with respect to rap, if you go into the nitty-gritties, he'll just be one of the persons standing tall, right? Exactly. So that's also another criteria.
Okay.
You know, so it's you just have to make sure that you have the metrics, and therefore who meets the metric.
Okay, the seat where they say talk, no, they allow me to also engage in.
You want to
Oh
say,
no!
You,
You
you,
start
want-
with your editorial.
or you want to go for
You
Kimpaluta?
can't eliminate.
So,
you for the inside.
But why are you saying Kimpaluta?
I'm asking.
Why are you saying
Is he a rap?
Massa, you can't say you.
Why bring Kimpaluta
Wait,
into
hold
this
on.
con- No, why?
Hagler,
No, I'm
Can he talk?
Don't try.
He's allowed. He must. Okay, Massa. No. We are not talking about.
I've decided not to.
Oh,
talk.
then you have decided.
I've taken a bold
see you
decision.
two. I'm not doing shame.
Mumbe say mo dey me shame, but I'll get out of it in the name of Jesus.
I'm out of my depth when it comes to these ones. My church and rap for them.
Rap for no.
I mean, no way I'm there comfort quiet there. What you
Eburo pensei. Sachim.
But yeah, she been in a year can you can be Nanka quiet there and Kawana vegetarian and way. But I mean, for me, when it comes to all of this, I think I would judge it based off of the length or how the extensive nature of the reach Sarkodie has over outside of here even. So I ask myself, who has sold Ghana rap? Like who has sold what we do here, our rap? Like if you say they want to talk about name Ghanaian rapper known everywhere, whatever it is, his name will come tops any day, anytime, anywhere. Everyone knows him for now. So if he hasn't done the work that pays him that tribute, then I don't know what we are talking about now. I think, and for me, and looking at how he works, I feel like he's not even reached anywhere yet with what he can do as an artist and a rapper, and if he can channel all the energies that he channels into, when he's actually in a banter with other people to the things that he's doing off the albums. I know very soon we're about to get a bigger and a wider awards than what he has ever received. So I also vote. I vote King Sark.
You vote King Sark?
Yes, I vote King Sark.
Okay, so when the issue of influence when you started, you mentioned influence as one of the things. I mean, meeting a brand and making sure the brand grows or elevates, or I mean, maybe even protecting the integrity of the brand. I would say that before Sarkodie got into this business, and I think even listening to some of his early records, because I used to be on campus radio, we were playing most of his mixtapes, right? Sarkodie sounded just like other rappers, i.e. Okra, Kwata. They influenced him.
Yep.
So if we are looking like you said, at any point in time, if you decide to pick a certain duration in time or length in time, you would understand that if you look at influence, then we'll have to look at the people that also Sarkodie picked inspiration from.
Sharp.
We also need to bring them into the conversation. We'd also have to pick people that picked they picked inspiration from, i.e. Reggie Rockstone and the people who made P-rap appealing or local rap appealing. I believe we will not be fair to some of these legends if we don't properly put numbers in our evaluation of who the greatest of all time is.
Okay, so let me also ask you a question.
I'm coming in with respect to sales. Now, I know who's this producer that used to give these rappers big money. Anyway, I've forgotten. But then Ajicote, Brain C.
Okay.
They used to give artists advance money.
Yeah.
And then they will go do them a copies of the song.
Okay, so the Bradford situation.
We will never know the amount or the number of sales that they did for these artists. So then if we throw in that metrics, how do we get that for Lord Kenya? How do we get that for Comfort Kwade and the Brain C? How do we get that for Reggie Rockstone?
Okay, so let me say a few things.
So yeah,
first of all, I think that pioneering status, once you go into pioneering, there are people that you would clearly say that these guys pioneered the craft and they stand tall. Once you go into a particular generation, if you say, let's say in the year 2000 or from the, like 95 to let's say 2000, you will clearly be able to tell who dominated that particular era.
Exactly.
You understand? And it was quite interesting that when I was looking at the rankings that I'm talking about from Billboard, Tupac, short-lived, was still in that particular mix.
Exactly.
And what's his name? Biggie was also in that. And the two of them are like, they died 96 and 97.
Yes.
That's Tupac 96 and then
Biggie
Biggie 97.
97, yeah.
And yet, in today's ranking,
You're still in there.
So all I'm saying is, I understand exactly what you're saying, but it comes to
do
metrics.
you know why?
No,
why
so wait,
I'm
hold
showing that?
on.
Because there's a certain Ochame Kwame who is still active.
Exactly.
Very active.
Very, very
There's
active.
a certain let me even step a little bit away from the pioneers. Let me look at somebody like what's his name again? Damn, I just forgot. But I know there are some certain active players who are still doing very good. But then we might not be able to capture their past records and feed them into the metrics. So I hope you.
But the list that came out,
Flash and Cool,
yes,
and their impact,
yes,
on hip hop in general. They also have their slots. But it's like saying that because these guys at the beginning shaped hip hop,
so they should be at number one automatically.
No. I'm just saying. So let's not confuse pioneering position with when we say the greatest of all time. Maybe Kwame needs to read that, and then we need to agree on when we say greatest of all time, what exactly we are talking about. It's like putting all the metrics together and who stands tall. You understand what I'm saying? So again, let's not fail to use the metrics. For as long as we fail to use the metrics, we will create a problem.
This will forever be a debate.
But what Slim is saying, you see, the people you are mentioning, or we mentioned earlier on.
No, Joe Frazier mentioned them.
Yeah, and the people Joe Frazier mentioned, they are still in that list, the list that came out. Yeah. It was about 12 people. And so if Robert...
list?
The graphic showbiz list.
Sarkodie, Bradford,
that's the basis for this
Lord Kenya Manifest. Yeah.
So if Robert
is that the basis?
Yeah, that's the basis. No.
Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to.
It started from there.
Let's listen to what Ochame Kwame. Let's listen to what Ochame Kwame said. Robert.
What does Sarkodie have over you?
Youth.
Okay.
He has youth.
Wow.
He has a lot of passion.
Wow.
He has a lot of they say hindsight is hindsight vision is 2020. He has all our experiences. Myself, Reggie, Ochame Kofi, was Bisasipak. He had 10 years to study what we were doing, to perfect it, to create his own.
Wow.
So he stands on our shoulders.
Who is your most decorated rapper in Africa?
It could be Sark. I have not checked very well, but it's very, very highly probable that it is Sark.
Who is the most decorated rapper in Africa?
It is very possible that it will be him. I don't know any other, because I'm Ghanaian, I'm biased towards him, not because he's not better than them or he is not as influential as them, but because I don't know what else MI has, I don't know what else, all the other African rappers, from Zimbabwe and South and Kenya, I don't know what they have done. Sark is the one that is under my eyes, and I see that he is very prominent.
Okay, so I thought we were going
this
to
one. This one's from a different tangent altogether.
Yeah, I think we were going to get the one where he details his metrics with respect to Sark being the greatest. But anyway, it's still on. We want a time we in no go allow we a little bit, but I was just trying to put out a message, a point across that as much as we have individual metrics to judge who is the greatest of all time according to us, because it's still relative, we might as well try to consider certain elements that are missing in our pop culture.
Before you started holding in the booth,
yes,
some people were playing with DJ Black.
Yes.
You can let him say.
They were doing what?
I remember DJ Black was doing top 10. They were in the people.
Yeah, I remember.
For social media,
and then chew 'em.
No, but then it is relative. I just want people to understand that it's relative. Metrics are be a DJ Black the Bayer, and Robert the Bayer,
of course,
and na Ria the Bayer, and na Kwame and Fifi the Bayer. So we just need to understand the position of it. All I'm trying to say this morning is that there are certain numbers that we might never get from the pioneers. It doesn't mean that the fact that they are pioneers, we just have to put them aside. That you people started the game, so Charlie, you don't really matter in this conversation.
No.
Yes,
they always matter.
Oh, they matter.
They really matter. So if we are looking at certain metrics that requires numbers, we need to get that data. Unfortunately, we
those
don't
producers should have it. They should have those numbers.
We don't have those data.
Are you sure they don't have it? Have we asked for them? Because they were.
So what he's trying to say is, how do you now say how much
Paimuka,
the
sales of Paimuka?
They sold. They had figures. Maybe we've not reached out to the people that sold the records. We have not asked them. What could be that big Ben and you go to them say, figures no
problem. We'll try and get that one and continue the conversation later.
Yeah, but that's just one component, right?
But there are several parts of it.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So but these pioneers they are on the list. They are inside. They are somewhere. They have positions in there.
So how do you feel do you realize that? Do you realize that, for example, when hip hop culture, whenever they talk about hip hop, the greatest, they keep on mentioning Biggie, they keep on mentioning Tupac. It be them they started the project.
Yeah.
It's not even about them.
Exactly my point. The thing started in 73.
Yes.
And then you guys came in 90.
But it's about the number of points they might have allocated to impact.
Good. So I'm just trying to say that when the evaluation is made, it is not against pioneers. Okay. Do you understand?
All Slim is saying is that we should score them. Influence 20. Wait, 30. Opposite, you caught the classroom.
Let's get back to the basics.
Teach us swim. Teach us swim.
Teach us swim. A quick question, Slim. But have anyone here been denied a visa before?
Me.
You?
Yes. 4 times. 3. 3.
Wait, Rob, they never denied you visa before?
Oh, they denied before.
So why are you sitting like they don't deny you before?
It's not mandatory for everybody to respond.
What was the most ridiculous question they asked you? Like you go to visa interview, the most ridiculous question they ask you.
I don't know if you guys have.
What are you going there for?
I
don't get anything.
I don't think
get anything.
But then you have something.
That's not that one. They want to know.
ridiculous.
That one they want to know. What are you going there for? It's a very legitimate question. How about your father's salary?
Oh, no,
how would I know?
So it's not applicable.
No.
Or maybe if I think
their own
that's if
criteria,
your father is the one sponsoring you for the trip.
Then they have a right to ask you that.
Yes.
Well, prison graduates, I'm telling you, the questions they are asking these prisoners to give them visas to leave this country. I'm not joking, This prison graduates thing it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, National Theatre, 26th, 27th July.
Yeah, man.
Yo. These prisoners are serious. They want to get out of this country. But the questions they're asking them, they rather go back to jail. I'm just saying.
Fifi.
So question, you don't go back to jail.
Fifi, thanks a lot for joining us.
Kwame, settings man. We have our new settings man.
Kwame Dazi, thanks a lot for joining us. Ria Boga, thanks a lot for joining us. And my brother, Robert, Thanks a lot for joining us too. To our sponsors, Telecel, Franco Trading Enterprise, Betway, Akono Sweet Ginger, Starfinders, Latex Foam, Big Gold Flavored Drinks, MTN, Soccerbet, EcoBank, and Betway. We say thank you so much. My name is DJ Slim. On behalf of the whole production team, Mr. Hagler, Flying, my boy, and Kwame Labi, the Broski, and DJ Bredash. Okay. So star 281 hash. I beg we need to talk to our two winners today. 2 draws done. 1,000 Ghana cedis. We would split them into 2. Yesterday I told you about the guy who called. We called the guy, the last guy. We say at some point, if you guys say we did dash the money, give people we don't know. Because we trust our own need. The guy put plenty, no chop some before. So you're still in luck.
I wish I knew someone who was winning.
Well, also the guy, we call himself, he's shocked. He's shocked. So our first winner,
believe it.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. Our first winner, 055447440. Last 2 numbers would help, so that you don't call the person if you know the person they owe you, say make you pay, because I've seen say you win them. So first draw done. Because if I see say Kwame Dazi, they in number they top my friend I got a chef. Who's what clock out? So
okay, chef.
Chef.
Patrol. First, I didn't frame me.
Original. Cooking, Mr. Let's see if we can get our last winner. Okay. Yes. Yes. So thank you to the whole team. Thank you for listening to us this morning. My name is DJ Slim. Up next is DJ Black with Music Box.
Will you be my sugar thing? Will you be my sugar thing? Will you be my sugar thing, girl?